Hello and welcome back. My name's Pete Marshall, and in this one I'm going to share with you an exercise that I do that I think is really great. I call it finding figures. There's some examples on the wall here that give perhaps a simple indication of what that might be. Let's get down to that in more detail. In this exercise, we're going to use a watercolor brush. It's a blob brush, and we're going to use very thin paint. It's nice to have a little bit of color in there. We're going to just draw down some banana shapes. Not carrot shapes, but banana shapes. Why are we doing this? Well, these banana shapes have a little more action than the simple carrots. So I'm just going to draw down some shapes here. I make them all the same just to make it a challenge, just to give the impression of what works for me with this exercise. I think you'll really enjoy doing this. So, finding the figures is what it's about. Now we're going to add heads, but we're going to add heads every time in a slightly different position. Yep. Let's put one down here. Let's put another one there. We put one on top. Okay, we got one round here. So you can see what I mean? We're not making our life easy. Now we'll just add a little bit of shadow to our figures. Very quickly. Doesn't have to be too precise. Maybe just a little touch. Indicate perhaps some feet. But, we don't have to be too precise with this, because the next step we're going to use either a crayon, a pencil, or a marker. Once it's dried out, and we're going to see what figures we can find in our banana shapes. Okay, so that's dried out. Now this time around I'm going to turn it the other way around, because it's not going to work for me upside down. I won't be able to see what I'm doing. I'll turn it around for you guys afterwards. So I take a pen, I look at my figures, and I look at them a little while, and I see if I can see a figure within the shape. So if I take this guy, for me, I can see, okay, that's a bit of an ear and a head. But I can see immediately, for me, this guy's got his hand in his pocket. Now, I'm allowed to go outside the lines, because I can, what the hell, and add a foot. So, it's my first figure. Let's take a look at this figure. This figure here, I can see maybe a bit of hair there. I don't have to fill in his mouth. Maybe, I think, I'm going to give him a rather shortened arm. Look, I've divided his legs up. Don't know why, but that's just something I'm seeing. He's got a very big arse, I guess you could say on that one. Am I allowed to say that on here? I think I can. So, this is it. And if the figure comes beyond, or what you're seeing comes beyond, isn't in there, well, it's perfectly okay to add something. Doesn't exist yet. We can do that. Maybe even add something out this way if we want. We're allowed to do that, but it's just looking to find the figure within. I find it a really great exercise. I enjoy this. I'm going to show you shortly a whole load that I've done. I've done thousands of these figures, and I find that I just get better I just get better at understanding or seeing and finding figures the more I do. And I surprise myself, really surprise myself, with the kind of characters that just pop off the page. I said I wouldn't buy bananas because they're more of an action figure than the standard carrots. Okay, I just got to get through this quickly. It's just to give you the impression or the indication but we can add a little bit of colour back in. You know, we can add, if necessary, just to finish off, give us a little bit more. Yeah, there it is. And hey, look, we go over the lines. No rules in this stuff. My shadow was a bit off down there. So you get the general opinion, get the general impression. I'm going to turn this round for you now so you can see what it is. But I'm going to share with you some of my other earlier ones. So you can see really very simple figures, same shapes. And I'm getting more and more, shall we say, adventurous, drawing lots. Oh, this is a really simple, similar one. In this one, hey, I made a little orange background first and just, you know, I'm starting to find more. And look, what could I do? What could I see in here? I could see maybe a really big character, another one there. I'm ending up looking at odd things. You can see the way I've prepared paper in the past. So there we go. Finding figures. A fun exercise. This gets a little more adventurous. I'm not even too sure which way up that should be. There we go. Until the next one. Bye. And if you do like what you've done, of course it's quite simple to just add a little bit more, just a little bit more watercolor to your images and give them a bit more character, especially if you want to save it. You know, I mean, they can be fun. I've had people actually ask me for, ask me if they could buy my collections of figures, my experiments. Okay, just a little addition. Till the next time.